week 11, Java session number 1. In this session, we will learn about interface, and in the previous session, we had discussed about abstract class, and we had also used about learn about how to use this keyword. So these are the two topics we covered in the previous session. In today's session, we will talk about new topic, which is interface. So let's begin with this. What is interface? What is an interface? That's a question. You can have a look at this scenario here. Consider a scenario of the jumbled word game. Each of the game in the console can be played at various level. Okay, so you can play at various level, and each subsequent level the game will become more challenging. So at every next level the game will become more challenging for player. But for each game and level, it is necessary to have some common functionality. This is important. No matter on which level you are, there will be always some common functionality, such as taking input from the player and calculating the score. This will remain same for each level of your game. So for this requirement, a programmer can create a blueprint which will have the common functionality, and this blueprint is known as interface. Okay, so the blueprint which you will create is known as interface. So let me write down for you what is an interface. Interface is a blueprint which holds common functionalities for a given class. So it will hold common functionalities for a given class. Okay, I hope this line is clear with you. In the previous class we discussed about abstract class, right? And I had asked you one question: what is an abstract class? So what was the answer for this? Abstract class also holds or contains similar uh, functionalities Okay, this is one point. Then there are several points we have discussed. So first point is this. Then we had discussed about the next point was we cannot create object of an abstract class. Third point, abstract class are meant for inheritance. Okay, because you can't create object, so it has to be inherited, or it is meant for inheritance. Next point, fourth point, abstract class can have both abstract method and non-abstract method. So it can have both the methods. It can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method, and I have already explained you what is abstract method and what is non-abstract method in the previous class. Next point we had discussed was any class which uses abstract class must provide body to all the abstract methods. Okay, so this is very important. The next point, anything else you can say about abstract class? Abstract class does not support multiple inheritance. Does not support multiple inheritance. So these are some points about abstract class. Today we will talk about interface. So interface is a blueprint which holds common functionalities for a given class. Now let's write down some important point over here. Interface are called as pure abstract class because why it is called as pure abstract class? Because interface can have only abstract methods. Okay, next point, third point, interface cannot have non-abstract methods. Okay, non-abstract methods, so it cannot have non-abstract methods. Next point, fourth point, interface can have static final variables. Okay, static final variables. So static final is like a constant, so you can have a constant variable in interface. Okay, next point, fifth point, interface support multiple inheritance. Interface supports multiple inheritance. So if you want to achieve multiple inheritance, you can use interface. Okay, sixth point, we cannot create object of an interface. So you can't create object of an interface. Next point, seventh point, any class if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods, because interface can have only abstract methods, right? So any class if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods of the interface. Am I clear with this part, right? So these are a few points which you can remember. Abstract class and interface is almost similar, okay, but interface is called as pure abstract class. Why? Because abstract class can have both abstract methods. It can have abstract methods and non-abstract methods. It can have both, right? But interface can have only abstract methods. It cannot have non-abstract methods. That is why interface is called as pure abstract class. Am I clear with this part? Abstract class are meant for inheritance. Interface is also meant for inheritance. We cannot create object of an abstract class. We cannot create object of an interface also. Okay, next point, eighth point, interface cannot have constructor. It cannot have constructor constructor, right? Interface cannot have constructor because we cannot create object of an interface, so there is no point of having constructors. So interface cannot have constructors. Okay, very important point here. So look at this point and you have to remember these points about interface. I repeat, interface are called as pure abstract class. Why? Because interface can have only abstract methods. Interface cannot have non-abstract methods. Interface can have only static final variables. So if you have a variable in interface, it must be static final. Interface supports multiple inheritance. We cannot create object of an interface. Any class if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods of the interface. Interface cannot have constructors. Okay, so these are some important points, and if you want you can write down one more point. Interface are created using interface keyword. So you have to use this word interface keyword. For abstract, if you want to create abstract class, then you can say abstract class are created by using abstract keyword. Okay, whereas interface are created by using interface keyword. So these are some points which you have to remember. Later we will discuss difference between abstract class and interface. So it's a very important question. What is the difference between abstract class and interface? And we will discuss about it later. Now I will show you some pictures. So you can see this picture. Why use Java interface? So we use Java interface to achieve abstraction. Okay, if you want you can find out the Chinese word for abstraction. To achieve abstraction, let me show you this. Here I think you can see abstraction in Chinese, so you can just have a look at it. Abstraction. So interface are used to achieve abstraction. We can, if you want to have multiple inheritance, Java does not support multiple inheritance, but if you want multiple inheritance you can use interface. So we can support functionality of multiple inheritance by using interface. Also it can be used to achieve loose coupling. Okay, loose, that means your class and interface will not be strongly attached to each other. Okay, they will not be strongly attached to each other. We can do that by using interface. We can achieve loose coupling. Okay, so I will just do one thing. Try to find Chinese word for loose coupling. Loose coupling. So you can read here loose coupling. So there will be no strong bonding between the class and interface. Okay, so this is the use of loose coupling. Let's move on to the next part of it. So this is the three reason you have to remember why we use Java interface: to achieve abstraction, to use multiple inheritance, and to achieve loose coupling. Next point. Okay. In Java interface, fields are public, static, and final by default. So you don't have to use this word. Very important. So when you write interface, you don't have to use the word public, you don't have to use the word static and final, because it is by default. And if it is methods, then you don't have to use public and abstract. Interface can have only abstract method. Yes or no? Interface can have only abstract method, but we don't have to use the word abstract, because when you compile your Java file into class file, all the variables, like this is variable, this variable will become public, static, final automatically, and all the functions will become public, abstract automatically. So you don't have to write these words in the interface. The compiler will do that for you. Am I clear with this part? Right. Let's move on to the next part. The relationship between classes and interfaces. In the previous session, we had learned how we can implement inheritance. So a class can extend another class. That means this is child class and this is parent class, or you can say this is subclass and this is superclass, and we have to use this word extends. If a class uses an interface, then we have to use this word implements. A class implements an interface. If one interface uses another interface, then it has to use extends. Okay, extend keyword. Interface extends another interface. So this is very important, which you have to remember. So a class extends another class, a class implements an interface extends an interface. Am I clear with this part? Let's move on. Okay, the next is difference, but we will see the difference at the end. Now let's see some program and let's try to understand what is interface with the help of code. So I will switch back to my IntelliJ and I'm going to create a new project here. So select file, new project. Let's click next, and here I'm going to say week 11 session number 1, session 1. Let's click finish this window. So my src folder is created. Right click on this and select new Java class, and I'm going to give here interface demo. Okay, hit enter. So that's my class name, interface demo, and inside this, first thing I will do is write down public static void main string args. Okay, this is the main function which you have here. The next thing is to create an interface. How to create an interface? You can create an interface by using a word interface. Okay, and then you can create an interface name like fly. Okay, fly is like an interface. Open and close the bracket, and then you have to write here interface can have only abstract methods. Yes or no? But we don't have to write the abstract word in the interface. Okay, so here I will just write void animal you can say fly underscore way, open and close bracket, put semicolon. Now when you compile this file, okay, this function will change to public abstract. Am I clear with this part? This function will be changed by the compiler to public abstract automatically. So, but in the program, you don't have to write public abstract. Am I clear with this part? Now, we have to use a class like class bird. Okay, class bird. Okay, now this class bird can fly, or bird can fly. So I want to use this interface for this class. So we have to use the word implements. A class can implement the interface. A class implements the interface. Okay, a class extends the another class. So I'm going to use this word implements. So class bird implements fly. Put that here, open and close bracket. The moment I do this, it gives me error. Why? Because of this point. Any class, if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods of the interface. So this class uses this interface. So what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to implement or must provide body to this function. So you have to say here public void fly underscore way, open and close bracket. It's a body, you have to give body. The moment you write this function with body, your error is gone. Yes or no? Yes. Now you can write down something system.out.println, and you can say the bird can fly with their wings, right? So that is about bird. The next thing is a class. I have a Superman can also fly, yes or no? So I can use implements fly interface, open and close bracket. The moment I say this class uses this interface, it gives me error. Why? Because of this point. Any class, if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods of the interface. So this class must provide body to all the abstract method, and there is only one abstract method here. So let's do that. Public void flyway, open and close bracket, and give body. Then you can write down system.out.println Superman can fly with it due to his power. Okay, so Superman has a power, so he can fly because of his power. Now this is what is interface. Okay, now it's a time to run the program. So to run the program, we have to, can I create object of fly? Can I say fly f1 equal to new fly? Can I create object of fly? No, we cannot. Okay, this is what I said. We cannot create object of an interface. Why? Because interface also cannot have constructor, and we cannot create object. So this is not possible. What we can do is we can say bird, okay, bird crow is equal to new bird. We are creating object. Then we can say crow dot flyway. Okay, then we can create Superman object. Superman Alex is equal to new Superman. Okay, I'm creating object, and then Alex dot flyway, how he can fly, right? So that's all simple example of interface. Let's run this program to see the output of this code. So right click on this and run. And you will see that this will call the flyway function inside bird, and it says the bird can fly with their wings, and then this will make a call to the flyway function which I have written inside Superman class, and it says Superman can fly due to his power. Now what you can see from this program is the bird and the Superman, both of them have some common function. What is the common function? They both can fly, yes or no? So it is important to put the common functionalities inside interface, okay, inside this interface. And this is what we learn. Okay, interface is a blueprint which holds common functionalities for a given class. So if there are some common functionalities, then you can put that inside an interface, and this is what I have done in this program. I hope this simple example of interface is clear to you. Okay, so now is the time to check out some another program of interface. So let's see the program, the next program of multiple inheritance. How to implement multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, so I'm going to create another program. So right click, new Java class, and I'm going to give the name as interface demo 2. Hit enter. This is my, oh, there is some wrong, I think. So I'm going to delete this file. So delete it. Okay, let's create again. I made a mistake in the name, so I will write down again interface demo number 2. Hit enter. So that's my class, and I'm going to write down the public static void main string args. Okay, that's my class, and the next thing I'm going to have is some interface. So interface, what you can do is okay, let's talk about animal. Okay, what are the things which are common in animal? Animal can walk, animal can eat, yes or no? Animal can fly. So I can have interface, let's say interface eat, open and close bracket. Inside this I will have a function eat habit, okay, or eat mood. What is the mood of the animal when they are eating, or what are the ways of the eating? Okay, the next interface we can have is walk. Okay, so here this is my walk interface, and I will have one function walkway. What is the way of walking? Open and close. Oh, sorry, it is abstract method. So let me write again walkway. Okay, it's an abstract, so put semicolon. And of course, some animal can fly. So interface, or maybe let's try to implement with this 2 first. Okay, let's say class lion. Okay, now we want to implement 2 interface, so we can say implements eat comma walk. So this class can implement 2 interfaces, okay, not just one but more than one. So it implements eat interface, and also it implements walk interface. Now what you have to do inside this function, you have to write down all the abstract function in this interface and in this interface. So let me write down the first one, eat mode. So you can say public void eat underscore mode. You can say system.out.println, and here you can say lion. So you can say lion eats meat and okay, that's all. But still you can see we have the error. Why? Because I have not written the body for the function which is coming from this interface walk. So I'm going to write that public void walkway open and close bracket and semicolon, and you will see that the error is gone, has to must have gone. So here you can see the error is gone. Now I will just write down system.out.println and println, and we will say lion can walk faster. Okay, now the purpose of this program is to show you how one class can implement more than one interface. Can you see that? So lion class can implement more than one interface. Okay, this is what you have to pay attention. So put semicolon over here. Now is the time to run the code. To run the code, we have to create object of lion class. Lion L1 equal to new lion, open and close the bracket, put semicolon, and then say L1 dot eat mode, and then L1 dot walkway. Okay, simple program. But you need to pay attention and remember that one class can implement many interface. Okay, many interface, not just one. And this is multiple inheritance. Let me write down in comment. This is multiple inheritance. Why multiple inheritance? Because one class can implement more than one interface. So this is multiple inheritance. Now we can right click and run the code to check out the output of this program, and you will see the output here. Lion eats meat and can walk fast. Okay, so that's all about this small little simple program of interface. If you want, you can try about this code. I have shown you this one in the previous session. Today I showed you this. I will show you this example now. How one interface can use another interface. So let's do one program to learn about how one interface can extend another interface. So I will just right click here, new Java class, and I will say interface demo number 3. Demo number 3. Let's hit enter, and let's write down the public static void main. Let's go back and write down the interface printable, open and close the bracket. This is my interface, and in this interface I have one function which is print. Okay, then I have another interface which is showable. Okay, it can show what is printed, and then this interface extends the printable interface. This is important. Okay, this interface extends the printable interface. What next? In this interface I have only one function which is show. So let me write that, show function. Okay, next step is we have to use a class which can, use the two interface. So let's say class system, or you can say computer system. Okay, computer system, then you can say implements showable. Now please pay attention here. One interface extends the another interface. As you can see from here, one interface extends the another interface. Okay, so this is a child interface and this is the parent interface. A class needs to implement the interface. This is interface, right? It has to use this word implements showable. Now it implements the showable, so this class must provide body to this function. So let's do that. Here we have to say void, starting from public, void and show, open and close the bracket. Okay, and then you can just say here system dot out dot println and show some picture. Okay, but still there is error. You can see my error is not gone because the showable interface extends printable. So this class has to give body to all the abstract method of this interface and all the abstract method of this interface, both. So we must provide body for this interface also. So let's do that. I will put it here in the beginning. So let's write public void print, open and close bracket and braces. Write down system dot out dot println, and here you can say system, computer can print some picture. That's it. Okay, I think there is something wrong. Yeah, here it should be print, and you can see you should get this color and everything is fine now. Okay, I hope you have understood this, what I want to talk about, that one interface will extend the another interface, a class will implement the another interface, and one class will extend the another class. Please remember this because this is very important concept. Okay, so now is the time to run the code and check out the output of this program. So let me put it in a line and okay, fine. So let's write down the entry point here. In the entry point we have to say computer system cs1 is equal to new computer system, and then cs1 dot we can call the print function, and then cs1 dot we can call the show function. That's all. Let's right click and run this code to check out the output. You can see these two things are coming. Computer can print some picture and can show some picture. I hope this is clear to you all. If you still have any question about interface, you can ask me, but I think I have made it very clear what is interface. It's a blueprint which holds common functionalities for a given class. Interface are called as pure abstract class. Why? Because it can have only abstract methods. It cannot have non-abstract methods. Interface can only support static final variable. Okay, you can have only static final variables inside interface. Interface supports multiple inheritance. Okay, I have shown you this example. This is multiple inheritance here. Here you can see one class implements many interface, and this is multiple inheritance. We cannot create object of an interface. Any class if uses interface, then it must provide body to all the abstract methods of the interface. So like this class implements this to interface, then this class must provide body to all the abstract method. These are abstract method. In Java, when you write interface, then there is no need to use public abstract. There is no need to write public abstract. The compiler will put these two words for you. So you don't have to write this two word. Okay, the next point is interface cannot have constructors. Please remember this. Interface are created using interface keyword. Using interface keyword. Okay, so that's all over here. Let's talk about the difference between interface and abstract class. Okay, so please look at this syntax, all of you. You have to use this word interface followed by interface name, and then you can have a function which will end with the semicolon. This means it's an abstract method. Okay, you can have there is no need to use public because the compiler will put public for you. You can put return type, like in my example I have used void. So you can use return type, the name of the method, like this one. Okay, you can also have a static final function. Okay, like here you can say static final int age is equal to 12. So this is okay, no problem. So in interface you can have a variable which must be static final. Okay, but you don't have to write static final. Why? Because the compiler will do this for you. Like int min equal to 5, the compiler will put static public static final. So you don't have to write that. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. When you are using a class needs to implement the interface. Okay, so these are some points, but I want you to read these points. This is more clear to you, right? So read all these points, maybe write down. This is your homework. Homework. Write in English and Chinese, both language. Okay, so do that. This is your homework. You will write in English and Chinese both about these points. As I just discussed, one interface will extend the another interface. Okay, I have already discussed in my program. One interface will extend the another interface. You can see here, this interface extends the another interface. Which of the following keyword is used to represent an object of the current class? How to represent the object of the current class? The answer is this, by using this keyword. Okay. That's all from this topic. But in the next session, we will talk about polymorphism. Okay, we will discuss about polymorphism in the next session number 2. But before I finish this, I want to discuss the difference between abstract class and interface. So please look at this. This is your second homework number 2. What is the difference? What is the difference between abstract class and interface? Okay, so look at these points. First, abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract method both. Both method can be there in abstract class. But in interface can have only abstract method. Okay, you can have only abstract method. From Java 8, we can also have default and static method. Okay, we will talk about this later. First, you can just remember that interface can have only abstract method. Abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract method both. Abstract class does not doesn't or does not support multiple inheritance. Interface supports multiple inheritance. Abstract class can have final, non-final, static, non-static variable. It can have any type of variable, but interface can have only static final variable. The abstract keyword is used for abstract class. Yes or no? You have to use this word, keyword. For interface, you have to use the interface keyword. An abstract class can extend another Java class and implement multiple Java interface. Okay, so an abstract class can extend another class and can implement many Java interface. An interface can extend another Java interface. I have shown you one interface can extend another Java interface. So you can see here one interface can extend another Java interface. Okay, next. Abstract class can be extended using the keyword extend. Interface can be used by using the word implements. You can see here I'm using this word implements. So a class implements the interface. Okay. Next, you can see this example of abstract class, public abstract class shape, and then we have abstract method here. This is the example of interface. You have to use the word interface, and then there is no need to use abstract word for the function because the compiler will do that for you. Okay, so there is no need to use the abstract word. It will be done by the compiler. So this is your homework. You need to learn these differences between abstract class and interface. This is very important topic when we will move to the next topic of GUI, graphical user interface. So that's all, my dear student. That's all for in this session. In this session, we discussed about interface. See you in the next session. We will talk about polymorphism. Okay. So goodbye.